Just a quick word in the back three, right? I think this might be the first time that I can remember that everybody's fit, like in an Ireland perspective. So the Munster back three is Conway at 14, Earls at 11, Zebo at fullback. Even Ulster have Craig Gilroy on the wing, and you don't know if any of the rest of those Ulster lads, Stockdale obviously, and Rob Kearney's on the bench. Who's your back three picking now for the France game?
God, that's a very good question. My pick or Joe's pick?
Your pick.
My pick. I think, personally, I still think the guy that's playing the best rugby at fullback in Ireland at the moment, all-round game, is Simon Zebo. So I think to discount him for the World Cup would be biting your nose off to spite your face. I think Rob Kearney hasn't done a huge amount wrong, but I think Zebo in attack offers a little bit more. I think I'd have Stockdale on one wing, and I'd probably have Keith Earls judging on his performance last weekend in particular. He looked a guy that had been out for a while for the first 30, 40, 50 minutes, and then he just sparked into life. And he has, he's 30, 31 now, and he doesn't look as though he's lost a yard. No. He looks so lean, powerful. He has a good skill set, and I think he's a great man for picking up easy tries. He scores so many run-ins, but you got to be there to do it. You got to find yourself in the right positions.
So Joe's back three differs because he doesn't pick Zebo and puts Kearney in instead, and he has Stockdale and Earls, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it will be, and that's purely on form. I think Rob Kearney's not done a huge amount wrong this year. He's been solid, but I think when you're looking for all-out flair and people on the top of their game, I'm a big Simon Zebo fan. I think he's been very good for them over that period where he's made it as an announcement. There hasn't been any dip in form.
He's been great.
I think Zebo's probably going to find himself on the extremities again.
Really, he is very short on options, Joe Schmidt, when it comes to fullback.
Well, Joey Carberry's back in the mix now as well.
Jordan Larmour.
In reality, he has one guy.
No, he's got Tiernan O'Halloran. A lot of people in Connacht would disagree with you there.
A lot would, but Joe Schmidt wouldn't.
My point is from your point of view, not Joe Schmidt's point of view. So my
point of view, Simon Zebo would start a fullback, because I don't think there are enough options to just cast off an experienced international that's playing very good rugby and is probably, as you said, the best attacking option that we have. Now, you would think that Jordan Larmour will prove to be that character over the next year or two, but I think when Joe Schmidt's sitting down to assess who wears 15, he's thinking to himself, I actually don't have options.
But do you think, you see, the really interesting thing now is that with Jordan Larmour coming on the scene, there's loads of time for him to get up to speed for the World Cup in 2019. People are panicking a bit about he's got to get experience, throw him in there now. We're still 2 Six Nations, a summer tour, and a November series away from that, and he's played very little rugby at this level. So there's plenty of time for a slower integration. Bring him on the summer tour in time. 3 tests down in Australia, perfect opportunity. Away from the glare at home, of course, to be a huge focus, but to go down there and to get a cap would be a perfect situation for him to be tried on a bigger level. I just think he needs to, as I said, he needs to tick the boxes of Pro 14 games. Yes, he's done everything that's been asked of him. Now at Europe, he needs to just have a super solid all-round game and be as good in attack, ideally. He's scaring people. It's
that's the thing.
Funny. We haven't seen this for a long time, where I would hate to be an older player defending against him.
He looks explosive.
You'd be scared of your life one-on-one, because he's got both feet.
I think there's a strong possibility that he puts back-to-back 2 amazing games, and I think he can easily keep his position for the away game, and I think the clamour becomes so much, and Joe's curiosity becomes so much that he's like, I just want to put him in for a game and see how he does, in the Six Nations.
I'd be astonished, no matter how well he plays Sunday. I'd be amazed if he starts Montpellier against their monstrous back three. the guys he's going to have to try and take down in Montpellier in a game that Leinster, like, they're probably going to have to take something from, even if it's only a point, to secure a home quarter final.
But he looks like a good tackler. There's a big difference between that defence that I was talking about with Conway, with backing off. That's the defensive, that's the positioning side of things. He looks as though he's as brave as you like, and that he's willing to make his tackles, provided he finds himself in the position to enact them.
But if I pushed you into it, if I was to guarantee you now that he's going to throw in an 8 out of 10 performance on Sunday, and you had to pick the team that you think Cullen and Lancaster will pick on Sunday week, do you put Larmour into it?
Well, see, if he gets an 8 out of 10, they win the game, they're going to be qualified.
Still can't.
They've got a freebie on them. So that actually puts a different complexion on the team that you go down there with and pick. You also have to look at what sort of condition the Montpellier pitch is in right now. I'm not entirely sure. At this time of year, it can get pretty wet, pretty cut up. So do you put that into the mix, into the equation as to when you're picking your fullback? They also kick the ball quite a lot. They don't play a huge amount in their own half. So do you put Carnes in there because he's better in the air? There's no doubt. I haven't seen Larmour that much, but Carney's better in the air. He's a better long kicking game. So I think those factors come into it, not just how Jordan Larmour gets on this weekend. I hope for his sake. I hope for Rob Kearney's sake that he has a storming game, because it'll bring the best out of Kearney too. He'll tell you he's not chopped liver yet, and everyone's writing him off, and people eventually Rob Kearney now his luck has run out. He will tell you he's going to be around for the World Cup in 2019.